It is slightly rougher than I wanted this time of day. I climb up a little bit more and see what it's like up higher. I'm at about 450 feet above ground level now. Certainly glad I brought my cold weather gear. It's pretty freezing up here. You can see there's a cloud bank coming in underneath me. It's still probably 6 or 7k away, so that's not really an issue. I can get down in front of that. Just doing a gentle turn to the right. We should be able to see the rear of the wing getting deformed. Now straighten out, it should go nice back. Now do a turn to the left. Make it a bit stronger. Make it even a bit more with weight shift. So that's about a 30-second turn. I'm going to drop down now because the fog is getting to my level, getting to where I am. And I don't want my wing to get any moisture on it. Paramotor paraglider wings fly best. They're most stable when they're nice and dry, so I'm going to work seriously to make sure it stays dry. Okay, I'll just cruise along at this height now. Okay, we'll climb again. You'll see as I climb, my wing falls back behind me. And that's okay as long as it doesn't fall back too far. I'll reduce the throttle now and you'll see my wing go moving ahead, and I'll brake a little bit just to stop that. Yep. Okay, and now level flight with the turn to the left. It's getting very cold up here. I've been infatuated by flight forever. Absolutely. I think flight is incredibly evocative. Incredible achievement. Leonardo da Vinci was trying to fly for a long time. Bit bumpy, so I'll go up a bit more. Yep. It's a little bit bumpy for me at this time of morning. So I'm going to go home. probably land. Something has very definitely changed in the air, so don't really like that. So I'm going to go to where my car is, and if it doesn't settle down, I'm going to land probably at about 450 feet. So I've got a reasonable amount of height to use if there's a wing collapse or anything. Not that I'm wanting that. Yeah, the air is just moving around in slightly unsettling ways, so it's time for me to land. Okay, looking at my windsock. I know it's settled down, but I know, might stay up for another little while. As I said, I've been infatuated with flight for a long time. Attempted to learn to fly a hang glider in '75, and quite grateful that I did learn, because hang gliders were structurally fairly weak then, and we didn't really understand a lot about slow flight. Hang gliders nowadays are much, much safer. The hang glider I would have flown then would have weighed maybe 35 pounds. My hang glider now weighs, I think, about 70 pounds. And it's much smaller, but is much, much stronger. So, learned to fly properly in probably 87. Flew quite a lot in those 2 years. Then went over to America and stopped flying. When I came back to Australia, I did some flying, but not a great deal. There wasn't a very big flying community up in Toowoomba. There's only one guy actually, and we were both learning together. Must admit, I had a fantastic flight, much out of luck. Happened to launch on an absolutely brilliant day, and managed to fly 78 kilometres in thermal and convergence lift, which was fantastic. I then stopped hang gliding almost completely, and got back into it in about 2013, which was great. Had 2 years flying a hang glider, and the intention was always to buy a hang glider that I could put a small trike underneath. But unfortunately, the engine that I was able to fit to that trike was only 130cc, and that really isn't powerful enough to give me a decent rate of climb at my weight, which is 120 kilos. I ended up deciding not to do that and learned paramotoring instead, and I will come in now. The wind The air is a little bit, feeling a little bit uncertain, so that's the right time for me to land. Started to learn to paramotor in 2015. Ended up finishing my course 2016. Ended up breaking my ankle through a silly mistake. Probably March 2016. 2016 November, started flying again, and I'll just focus on my landing. Oh, and a good landing. And turn around. September 2016, started flying more and hit it pretty hard. Did lots of flights and was very pleased with how things went. And we're now August 2017, so I'm retired, and I regard paramotoring as my job. I'm doing as much flying as I can, and also doing fairly adventurous flying to places, not just flying around in a circle. So I'm incredibly pleased about that. When else in time could someone get in their car, get to their site, unpack their paramotor off the back of their car and get their wing out of their car, set up in 15 minutes, get ready, do their pre-flight, get ready to launch, and be in the air in a quarter of an hour. Absolutely fantastic. And then do quite adventurous flights. I can fly maybe 100 kilometres in still air with my tank with 13 litres of usable fuel in it. But if I use winds aloft and ridge lift, I can extend that quite a long way. Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic.